Jahr ist Lewis Holtby da? Ja, und ist sehr gut. That's right, folks, back once again with another match review. This time we're taking a look at Blackburn Rovers' latest match up against Reading, and we'll talk about it in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, championship related, whoa, football, we've got it all here under Warowski. We've got it all to talk about here, boys and girls. Plenty to talk about, including the victorious results. So let's take a look at it in all its glory. 2-1 victorious Blackburn Rovers away from home at the Madjeski, where 16,906 people were in attendance to watch Rovers kicking it up in all its glory. I think 990 of those 16,000 were Rovers fans, and they were in for a bit of a treat and a bit of a special day as well. So, special day all round for, of course, Travis with his 50th appearance, Dack with his 100th appearance as well, and we even saw Lewis Holtby make his debut as a a sort of, what substitute was he? I don't know. He made his debut midway through the second half. As Rovers came out on top. 2-1 victors. Rovers opened up the scoring on the 8th minute, nice and early. Adam Armstrong with the goal. Beautiful, spectacular goal. Top right-hand bins, as he does. And then we wrapped it up. Oh, we kind of wrapped it up on the 48th minute, just after the restart. Nice and early goal again. Rovers make it 2-0. And it's Bradley Daccarino celebrating his 100th appearance for Rovers with a goal. Back-to-back goals to him. On the flip side, Mr. Swift, the danger man for me throughout obviously the build-up to the game, straight into the kickoff as well. Not only did he hit the woodwork, but he also got a bit of a consolation for Reading to make it very, very interesting in a pretty even sort of game. I think we dominated the first half. Reading did dominate the second half, having 16 shots, Reading, on the day, 9 for us. They did dominate possession totally over the course of both halves. 54% in favour of Reading, 46% in favour of Rovers. They also had a better success with their passing. 78% of their passes reached their intended target, 74 for us. They also had more dribbles than us, 11 to our 1. They also dominated the aerial battles as well, 23 to our 19. But we were more fruitful on the ground with 17 tackles to their 9. There was 3 corners apiece. And they were dispossessed more than us as well. So take a look now at the starting 11s in a bit more detail. Here are the hosts. Here, Raphael was in goal. Morrison, McIntyre between the 3-man at the back there, and Liam Moore, El Capitano for Reading. Obita, Ejara, Swift, Pele and Yayadon made up a 5-man midfield with Pushkas and ex-rover Lucas Jow, who was a very, very unhappy camper when he was substituted for Lucas Boy later. So one Lucas for the other Lucas. Meanwhile, Rovers, this was their line at one between the sticks. Cunningham, Williams, Lenihan and Bennett made up the back 4. Travis and Evans got the nod in the defensive midfield slots with Daccarino, Downing, Gallagher and Armstrong leading the line up top. And it was Lewis Holtby coming on in the second half that made this game extra special. Obviously, the whole build-up to this game from a Rovers point of view was, oh my goodness, we've signed an absolute belter in Lewis Holtby. And he come on and he started to pull the strings a little bit. It was like watching Dack doing his thing. There was like 2 Dacks on the field in a way. He created a good chance for Gallagher to score. He also had a good opportunity to put the ball in the back of the net himself. So it looks like we have a player on our hands. Give him another week or 2, and you know what? He'll be pushing Daccaroni all the way for a starting berth, methinks. So, yeah, good result. Let's take a look at my match ratings for the Rovers players here. So Walton had, for me, had an 8. Some really crucial saves keeping us in this game. Cunningham didn't have one of his best games on the left-hand side. 6 for him. Williams was obviously, I think he's turning out to be one of our if not the best centre-back we have at the moment. He's fit, he's raring to go, he's got the agility that Mulgrew didn't have, and he's obviously created a perfect partnership with Lenihan. Lenihan can be a beast and will be a beast, but today he wasn't his best day. He got 6 for me. And Bennett did some good clearances as well, with making it a 7 as well. Into the sort of defensive midfield slots, Travis, not the greatest for me today. He did play full 90 minutes though. It was he had a couple of little harsh tackles that could have cost us across an extra man on the field. Evans, though, did play his socks off today, so credit for him. It does give Mowbray some food for thought for those defensive midfield slots. Bradley Johnson now, Evans, obviously Travis, and even Buckley competing for those 2 slots. And obviously, you've even got Smallwood trying to chomping at the bit, trying to get in there. But I think at the 2, it was Evans' day for me. Daccarino, he got himself an 8. Obviously, he got a goal as well. Downing is just doing bits. I might be a little bit harsh with the 6th. 6 out of 10. Gallagher with a 7. He's just constant energy. He was unlucky not to score. He had a couple of 2 or 3 good chances as well. And Armstrong gets the goal. Gets the 7 for me. The problem with Armstrong is he can rip it up when he gets going. And for the first 45 minutes, he looked like the game changer. He's like, because he got the goal nice and early. The mojo was with him. He was feeling confident. And he could have had a couple if he had the right shooting boots on, but ultimately just the 1 goal for Armstrong. But victorious none the same. Quick look at more statistics for you. These are the heat maps. If you're a heat map man just like me, it shows down. This graphic shows where all the danger zones were. As you see, Reading were very fluid in the way they seem to have got everybody involved with their attacking bits of play. As for Rovers, it seemed to come down the left-hand side, which was, I think Downing was on the left-hand side. Armstrong down the middle, but he was a bit of a floating butterfly sort of thing. He was all over the place. And Walton was very, very busy as well. So it looks like Rovers using the wings or using the wide players in great effect. But look at the down the middle is quite an empty spot here for Rovers. So it looks like Armstrong was all over the place. So a breakdown of the statistics a little bit more for you here. We did have less touches than Reading. They had 617 compared to our 553. They also had more passes than us, 432 compared to our 374. They had more shots on target. No, they did not. We had more shots on target. 5 of our 9 hit the target. Only 3 of their shots, of their 16, hit the target. They did hit the woodwork. Swifty Boy did hit it prior to his goal, but he ultimately got what he deserved in the end with his goal. Reading were caught offside just the once. And all in all, we got the 3 points. You can see on this graphic here where the shots took place if you want to pause the screen, or just hop over to Who Scored yourself and take a little look at it. So that result was absolutely massive for Rovers. Quick look at the other scores around the grounds in the Championship. Leeds were held to a 1-1 draw in the early kickoff. Lastminute.com equaliser for Derby. Notts Forest picked up a 1-0 win as well at home to Barnsley. Brentford and Stoke picked up a 0-0 draw. Luton lost at home. They're our next opponents as Hull City took home 3 points with 3 goals. Cardiff also beat Middlesbrough 1-0 to get back to winning ways. Bristol City and Swansea duked out for a 0-0 draw. Looks like a red card in that game. Millwall and QPR, that was a 3-goal thriller, if you can call it that. 2-1 victory for QPR. Wigan 2-0 victorious over Charlton, and Preston picking up an away win against Birmingham, with Sheffield Wednesday and Fulham duking out to a 1-1 draw. Tomorrow, West Brom will take on Huddersfield, and that will complete the match day number 8. And this is the where are we? The table. There it is. These are currently top of the pops, with Swansea hot on the heels, both of them with 17 points on the board. Preston are up to 3rd with 16 points. QPR doing bits as well, 16 points on the board. Nottingham Forest and Bristol City both on 15. They occupy the top 6. Down the bottom, it is still Huddersfield, who have a game in hand on the teams above them. A win for them could see them leapfrog to Stoker in 23rd spot. 22nd spot is Barnsley. As for today's game, Rovers are in 10th, dizzy heights for us. Reading down to 20th. 3 defeats on the spin for them. As for Rovers, just the 1 defeat in 5. Next up for us, well, we'll talk about us in a minute, but the next weekend's action includes a Friday night match between Fulham and Wigan away from home. Stoke take on Nottingham Forest also on Friday. It's a double bubble. 2 games taking place on Friday. QPR against West Brom on Saturday. That's the early kickoff, and then the rest of the Saturday games taking place. Here they go. Middlesbrough against Sheffield Wednesday. Monk goes up against one of his old clubs, former Middlesbrough manager, I believe. Huddersfield taking on Millwall down at the John Keys, whatever it is, stadium. Swansea taking on today's opponents, Reading. Hull City against Cardiff City. Rovers up against Luton Town. You can catch that game with me live on Twitch. We had a bit of a nice turnout for today's match over on Twitch as Reading took on Rovers. Meanwhile, Preston will take on Bristol City. Big game, that one. Charlton taking on Leeds as well. And Derby taking on Birmingham City. And wrapping it up, Barnsley will take on Brentford on the Sunday night game, or Sunday morning game, depending on where you are in the world, folks. What else have I got for you? We'll have a look at that in just a second. That is what the fans are saying on social media. But what did the gaffer have to say? Here, his words of wisdom shortly after the final whistle.
Delighted with the points. I think to win away in the Championship is always tough. I thought we started the game exceptionally well. I thought we started both halves well, to be honest, and played on the front foot as at our best for half an hour in the first half. That's how, we have to sustain them sort of levels, I think, and we'll win a lot of football matches. But yeah, pleased. It's tough to win away, as I say, in this league, and especially the adversity. Really, the team changed overnight. Really, we had some illness in the team. A couple of players who were going to start the game didn't play, and so for the team to take on board the information, so one meeting today for 20 minutes and perform like they did for so long in that game is a great credit to them. Listen, they're a wonderful group of lads. They care about each other, they work hard for each other, they drive each other, and we're just trying to point them in the right direction, really, give them some guidance, and they, whatever you ask them to do, they'll go to the well and give their best. Well, there was a couple at Tosson wasn't ill. He picked up an injury in training yesterday. Joe Rothwell, there was a few under the weather, and yet we couldn't take 3 or 4 of them out. Joe Rothwell's the only one who was actually vomiting and being sick on the night, but there was a few felt unwell. But anyway, listen, it's football. It's part and parcel of it. We took us 6 hours to get here yesterday on it's a long drive down that M6 on a Friday afternoon, and just delighted for them that they worked so hard and got their rewards, and now we've got another week preparing for the next opposition, another home game, and a great chance for us to put another 3 points on the board next week. For next week, I don't know. It's listen, he's new to us. We have to get used to his how his body reacts to different situations at this moment. I think when you play for Man City, sometimes you haven't got a manager like me screaming at him to get up, to push in, to make tackles, to throw himself at things. The intensity levels of what he's probably being used to are different, and so his body's finding the adjustment difficult, I think. But he will acclimatise at some stage, and the talent he's got to pick the right pass will be a big asset to our club. Yeah, I think so. I think against one of the best passing teams in the league, I would suggest, with their shape, I thought we controlled it out of possession, taking it off and controlled it in transition. Had some opportunities to score more goals than the one we did at half time, up in the first half. So yeah, it feeds the players, it feeds them. You sell a game plan to footballers, they take it on the pitch and try and make it happen, and when you're successful with the game plans, it breeds confidence in the fact of what you tell them. So next week it might not be the same game plan, but they will take it on the pitch, and we'll try and get a victory next week if we can. Well, we talked during the week, really. He was on 99 appearances, 39 goals, wasn't he? And so to get 40 goals in 100 appearances is pretty special from a player who's not an out-and-out number 9, who doesn't play and just hanging around the goal and scoring goals. He works his socks off like he did today, but he gets in the 6-yard box, and that's some ratio for a number 10. Number 10s normally you would think want to score 25 yarders from outside the box and look spectacular goals, and yet Dack scores most of his goals in the 6-yard box, which is a fantastic credit to him that he works that hard to get it that high up the pitch and contributes to our passing game as well. No, I don't think so. I think they put a lot of effort into this game, and as you've seen today, the weather, it was pretty hot down here. I don't know what it officially was, but it felt like 25 to 30 degrees down here, and that was a big shift for some of them, and so I will be rotating the squad. I will be moving people around. People will sit on the bench that don't expect to sometimes, and I have to trust the majority of my players, really, rather than just 11 or 12 of them, and that's what they've been told. And so when you're not playing, it's not because you're not doing well, it's not because you're not a good player, it's because somebody else needs an opportunity, because we're going to need them all over the course of the season. Unfortunately, they've got to come back on the coach with us, so so we've got a full week. It's not as if we're playing Tuesday, so some of them might take Monday off as well, and we'll ease them back into training. But another big game at the weekend for us, and one that we should be trying to aim to get the points.
I heard a little bit what I have had to say about the match, and you heard what the gaffers had to say. What about the fans? Well, surprise, surprise, we don't get nothing from the Reading supporter of the week, but we do have the Mexican Rover, and here he is. Very, very colourful, as always. Alejandro, it's over to you.
Hello, Dack. Hello to all the Blackburn Rovers supporters. Thank you for the opportunity again. What a great victory, what a great result for Rovers. Well, I think that we did it again. We cut reading game very well. We ruled the midfield again. So I'm very happy. I knew that those would be part of the keys to defeat reading. I didn't expect a second goal. I think that a 2-1 it's a better result than even I thought. I was expecting a much more closer match. I have to say that Reading doesn't show nothing about an idea, clear idea about how to play. I think that Reading doesn't deserve that goal that they scored, and actually it was a mistake from one of our guys. So, let's see. We ruled the midfield again. We had a good match in general. We show a good performance, but I think that what we need to still improving it's to keep focus, totally focus the 90 minutes, okay? Because I think that by the last 10, probably 15 minutes, we lost a little of straight or punch. We lose some punch by the rest by the last part of the second half. I think that Gallagher did it very well. He has a new assistant. He's not scoring, but he's being important for the team. I'm still expecting too much more from Sam, and I know he will. I know he will score some point. And you know how it's that, strikers just need to score the first one, and then everything improves, and they start to score more often, and I think that's what it's gonna happen with Sam Gallagher. I think that Bradley Dack was the difference again. He passed the ball very well again. He caught reading game very well. He made a lot of sacrifice. I saw Dack going to or side of the pitch and recover the ball. All right. So yeah, definitely I think Dack did it again, and of course he scores one more time. So in general, I'm very happy with what I saw for our team. I think that we have several chances to win next matches again. Next match again, it's against Luton, so I think it's a doable match again. We need to prove to ourselves that this is a time. This is here we go, right? We definitely have a very good chance to be on top 10, and I would be very happy. All right, so I think we shouldn't. To have much more confidence or an excess in our confidence, because you can lose the balance, you can lose the focus, and then it's when you suffer inside the pitch. But right now, I'm just glad for my Rovers. Unbelievable. Like I said, I expected a much more complicated match. I knew it was doable, but I expected more, a much more closed match. Reading disappoint me. Doesn't show good football this night. Rovers showed a very good football. I think that this is the best performance in the whole campaign. I like it, and too much what I saw against Fulham, against even Cardiff. I know it could be strange, but I like what I saw on pitch that day. I like what I saw against Millwall, but I think that Millwall, it was too doable. All right, so definitely I think this is the best performance that we have had until now. I'm still expecting too much from my Rovers. We could see the first minutes of Lewis Holtby as a Rover player. I think Holtby, it's gonna be definitely a very important player for us. He has Premier League quality. I'm very excited that he chooses Rovers, because maybe he doesn't have any talent enough to be a player for one of the big six of the Premier, all right, but definitely has enough quality and skills to play on a fierce tier team. So I'm very, very happy that he chooses to play for Rovers. I think he's very excited, and I believe that excitement. I think that he's really happy to be here with us, and we really need him. I think that Holtby plus Dack plus Johnson, we have probably one of the best midfields in the whole complete tier. So I'm very, very happy for Rovers. And just that, let's gonna enjoy today. What a fucking great weekend I'm gonna have, pal, and people. So just that, let's gonna still supporting, and let's see what it happens against Luton. Thanks for the opportunity again. Viva Mexico and Viva Rovers! Come on, Blues.
Now you heard what the Mexican Rover had to say, you heard what I've had to say, and you've heard what the Gaffers had to say. What about the fans on social media? Well, let's take a little look. Sean Boyle said this, really good result. Also, it's my birthday tomorrow, and that's 2 years in a row that we've won on my birthday weekend. Get in, hashtag come on you Blues. Meanwhile, Matt Southgate, brother of Gareth, watching the game, not really. Huge result, had to hold on a bit. The difference Johnson made when he came on was huge. Evans doesn't do enough. Well, he did actually play bits today, did Evans. Meanwhile, our Swedish rover, Marcus, he said this. Yes, a bit too nervous at the end, but 3 points. Luke Edward Howarth said this. Wonderful football from Rovers today. Strong in defence and threatening on attack. Come on, you Blues! Meanwhile, PT, he said, what a massive win. Big Stu Dowdog, man of the match. He's a 35. He's as 35 as Jacobu is. Joe Harvey, very, very vocal after the match. Little shout out to Bennett, who was absolutely superb today. It will go under the radar, but the yellow card conceded in added time was crucial today. Thumbs up, great win from the lads. What else have I got for you? Mr. Nobody said, yes, get in there. Slowly but surely we're getting our Rovers back. Stuart Biggs on the flip side said, a lot of people writing Rovers off this season. They won't be far. They won't be for much longer. Come on, you Blues. Simon Woodford said, get in. Showing signs that we are learning from last season and seeing games out. Fantastic win. Chris Martin said this. Remember a few weeks ago when we'd lost our first couple of games and we were getting relegated and Mowbray had taken the team as far as he could, and now we're in good form, hanging around the playoffs. Patience is a virtue, boys and girls. Just saying. Hashtag Rovers. Meanwhile, Adam Tatsuki said, should have killed it off sooner, but a big 3 points, lads, get in. And wrapping it up, it's Holtby SZN. Is he any relation? Well, we'll have to say. Got to say, the game management has been so much better this year. Mowbray got it right, bringing on old heads. Hashtag Rovers. We'll talk more about it. Just a bit of admin before I bounce out of here. Just to let you know, I'll be doing my live matchday number 9 predictions on the channel on Monday. That is the Championship Bad Boys. Also let you know on Tuesday I'll be doing my Premier League predictions. You can catch them live also on the channel as well. Just I think they're around about 5 p.m. UK time. We'll have to wait and see. And same deal for Thursday when we do Champions League predictions. And I already mentioned it once, but I will be going live once again this coming Saturday, and that'll be Rovers against Luton at Ewood Park. Come join me for the watch-along. So far, out of the 3 previous watch-alongs, they've all been victorious for Rovers. Let's make it 4 on the spin for us boys and girls. So yeah. What a weekend! Absolutely barnstorming. Rovers picking up another 3 points. Back-to-back wins for us. Unfortunately, we couldn't hold on to the clean sheet. But what can we say about Lewis Holtby? Big signing, big news for us having him on the board. Game changer as well. Definitely something that could be a difference maker for Rovers this season. I'm also on the lookout for any Rovers fans who want to be the star of the week. Alejandro's done a fabulous job as the Mexican Rover. Well, we will see him again somewhere down the road because he was absolutely tip-top. But if you want to be the fan of the week, get in touch with me. I think a couple of people have already mentioned themselves over on the instant reaction video, but get yourselves vocal down here in the comment section. And also, even if you don't want to, give me your thoughts and opinions about the match, what you thought of Holtby, what you thought of Rovers today, and what do you think we're going to be doing next week. Anyway, the build-up for next week starts Monday with the championship predictions, and on Tuesday we'll have the match preview for Reading against Luton, and I'm looking forward to it. Anyway, folks, I'm going to bounce. Big results. 3 points in the coffers. We'll do it all again next week. Ciao for now. Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, championship related. football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.